We're going to be talking about the need for a level playing field for small businesses. My guest on today's show is Antonio Falco, Small Business Champion and Surrey Federation of Small Business FSB.
I'm a business consultant. I specialise in helping companies with sales and business development. How on earth are we going to get the next customer in the door? What's our process? How are we going to do it? What do we need to say? It is about an art and a science to finding new customers and show them that your product or service does what it says. I was just lucky a couple of weeks back to be in a situation where I was at a conference that was put together by the FSB, and I got the opportunity to ask the Chancellor a question. Chancellor, my name is Antonio Falco. I'm the Regional Chairman for Surrey and West Sussex. You mentioned in your opening remarks that small businesses pay their taxes. You're absolutely right. And my personal company tax bill was way more than Facebook's. You see where I'm going with this? So here's the thing. We all know this is a sophisticated group. We all know that 3%, which has been the headline figure for Google, is not reality. Corporation tax is 20%, but it just makes a great story. And we don't want to pretend here that the businesses here aren't trying to mitigate their tax liability themselves by making the gap between the income and the profit as big as possible. So nobody's going to lie that we're not trying to do that. Of course we are. But my point is this. All I want is in business, and as you said yourself, being in business is tough. And I don't mind being in a tough game. All I want is the same rules. You wouldn't have a game of football with one half playing one set of rules and the other half playing another set of rules. That's all we're asking for. And as for HMRC, my colleague made a comment there, can we have a little bit of manners and respect for small businesses? You know, they talk to people, and I haven't had a case in this, I hear a lot of my customers have, they talk to people in a manner which is, frankly, in the modern era, is unacceptable. And so a bit of respect and the same rules would be great.
Many of the companies you're talking about, and have been in the press, are American companies, right? We need more of these British companies, right? You know, we need British companies growing and succeeding on the internet and in the new technologies, and I'm putting every effort into trying to nurture those companies so that Britain has these big names out there that you work with in your business and personal life, just like we've got those big American companies.
The first thing is that whilst we're all a little bit upset and a little bit angry and a bit sort of annoyed as to how on earth some of these corporations are getting away with doing what they're doing, first thing, it's not illegal what they're doing. Small businesses seem to be more obliged to pay their taxation, whereas corporations have the ability, the resources to avoid as much of it as they possibly can. So government has to play a part in this and look at how they can simplify the tax system and how they can look at some of the loopholes that are clearly being exploited by some of these corporations. You see, in business, what are we trying to do? We're trying to exchange our product or service for a potential customer's money. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make that exchange. It's a simple journey, but a complex one at the same time. We've talked about that in previous shows. Well, you know what? If you don't like what Facebook are doing, there's two things you can do. One, use social media against them. Tell them what you think. Use what they put in place to tell them what you think. And the second thing is, stop using them. And there is no 100% end solution to this. I'm just asking people to think. I'm just asking people to say, hold on a second, what I'm doing is not wrong, but actually what I'm doing isn't necessarily right either. And all I'm just saying to corporations is this, that you're part of our fabric. I say this a lot, Steve. Small businesses are critical to the economy, not just because they're critical to the economy, but because they're actually a part of the fabric of their local society. And what I want to say to corporations is that you're part of the fabric of this society. My name is Antonio Falco. I'm a small business champion. And I'd like to say to you that whilst everything you've heard may upset you, anger you, or make you question what on earth is going on, let me tell you this. In your own business, just remember to focus on the things you need to do day in, day out. There's always going to be controversy around you. There's always going to be something that makes you cross or upset and you think that it's all against you. But actually, don't let that avoid you doing the things you need to do to build your business. It's good to pay tax. Do you know why? Because it means you've made profit. And so if you want to run an effective and profitable business, just focus on the things you need to do day in, day out. Be consistent and persistent. Remember, selling is about exchanging your product or service for a potential customer's money. Incredibly simple, fantastically complex. You have to be consistent and persistent and focus on your goals.